So we've removed the soldier brick right here.
Yeah.
Up to this point. Let's move that back over, you guys. So you can see this is removed now. This line right here will be pulled out and set into concrete so you don't see this kind of stuff falling. Because this is all just set into sand. Okay, so I'm going to replace all these in cement and finish it to this edge here to make this incorporate into the patio without over incorporating. So my soldier brick will then be these guys here, which will then tie into the, see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the next piece right there is going to start here. And what you're seeing is you're seeing the outer bounds of the retainers for the waterfall. So once we get the outer lines on either side, then the liner will go in and that'll be sandwiched with decorative interior rocks, which will be the softer river rock where the water is going to cascade through. But we need rocks like this to retain where it doesn't get too piecey. But we can incorporate some down into the landscape, and you'll see how it all ties in. Like one here and then another there. We got to make it around here to tie into here. So this is actually going to tie into the waterfall cascade in here, which will be really pretty when it's done. And everything will be inset into the dirt like this. You won't see anything proud of the dirt, which is another reason we're custom cutting them to fit as well. So that'll fit right up against this. And then it'll come out here. And this one's really cool because it has the bird bath right in this general area of where the trees are, so the birds will be able to come down and interact with people and with the trees.
Okay.
We got a real pretty bird bath on this one on this side.
Okay.
And then, of course, we're redoing the edge detail as we're coming out. We just cleaned it up a little bit. But what I want to do over here is I pulled two of these rocks out. I want to do a support with a flat rock to where you can walk out, out into the pond about at least this far. And that'll be incorporated into the flagstone. Whoever redoes the flagstone will line up with us. So it's going to be generally about the same height. But it's going to be tied into where there's not walkway in pond. It's going to incorporate into the edge detail of the pond.
Does that become a problem for the critters to get the fish?
No.
No.
Because critters aren't going to just stop at a rock green right there. It's all the same.
Okay.
It really depends on your depths of your pond to keep the fish in a safe zone.
Okay.
Most critters aren't going to go like swimming for these koi. And now they're going to have way more room to dodge in between the two ponds. So we're going to be lowering the pond water just to the shelf. That's going to be the next step tomorrow to start the build into the waterfall. But right now what we're doing is we're creating the border up to that point, and then we'll start the border on that side. So you'll see the shape of the waterfall begin today, and then tomorrow you'll see a lot of the waterfalls coming into play. And then remember the edge of the waterfall tying into the edge of the pond, and then creating the tie-in into the walkways and the flagstone.
And there'll be a fair number of large, rounded rocks to soften the look of it.
Did you see on the frame?
Okay.
We brought, I think, 20 bigger round rocks, which will incorporate into the edge detail in groupings. And the liner will be cut. You won't see the liner. Then it'll be trimmed out with the smaller river rock that we discussed using down there in like cavities like this. These cavities will be smaller rock, and then you'll have your grouping of the bigger boulders tied into the mediums, and then tied into the pea gravel, which final trims out the edge detail. Okay. So it's not just going to be boulders and rock. It's going to be large, medium, small rock, which gives it this fine. It gives it more of a finished detail. And you'll see that within the next week, because what we want to do is we want to do the waterfall completely finished, And this whole edge detail to here, completely finished. So this will be, okay, this is what we're targeting, this is what we're going after. If we have any adjustments, we'll make them now.
Okay.
But until we get it finished, I think we should see the full picture of where I'm headed.
Okay.
And then I think you guys will be, everybody will be on the same page at that point, because it's really hard to see the steps.
It is hard to see, and so there is a lot of, I think, faith in you to kind of make this look like the images that Linda sent, that you got, that she, you know, you guys have discussed. Because it is hard for me to look at this and completely know that it's going to end up looking like those images. And so we just have to trust that you're going to make sure that happens.
Yeah, I'm going to throw my own skill into it, though. I don't want to duplicate somebody else's water feature, you know what I mean?
No, just the general nature of it, you know.
Oh,
I mean,
the general nature of this is
low,
going to be
soft,
yeah,
very natural,
totally.
kind of, you know, places for plants.
Yeah, see that whole edge there that we already removed is going to be pushed out to the edge of the shelf. And that's another reason we need this water level down, is we got to be able to secure those rocks in cement in order to hold the plant bog behind it.
Okay.
And where are you talking about the plant bog?
The plant bog will be over on here.
Over on the other side of the waterfall.
Yeah. It's going to come right from here and tie into here. And then we're going to absorb some of this liner, creating another shelf, tying this shelf to that shelf, full of pea gravel, and then the plants can be transplanted in there or thinned out at the next season, which will be spring, or we could put brand new plants in here.
Okay.
So this will help to disguise this, which we had already discussed.